In this video, we are going to review the concepts from your Topic 7 Part 1 Anchor project to try to get you some points back on your project. So let's get started. All right, the first concept was the area of a parallelogram. So again, let's review our instructions. We're supposed to make a shape using the shape tool. We're going to then count out the base and height, label them, and then solve to find the area. So I'm looking here in my shape tool and I see this slanty parallelogram. I am going to now let's see. There we go. That looks like it will line up. Okay, notice how I went from grid line to grid line. That is going to be important when counting your base and height. Let's look at our bottom base here to find how many boxes across it will go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes as we see. Again, let's count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. So our base is going to be 6. So let's note that over here. All right, and then now let's count our height. Remember, a height has to go from top to bottom. So I'm going to make a height line over here that starts at the top and goes down to the bottom. Let's count the height. This one's going to be a little trickier. Actually, I wonder if I can do this. Oh, I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm not going to write out the numbers because it's just going to get too messy. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total. All right, so our height is a total of 10 units. All right, now let's find the area. The area of a parallelogram is base times height, which is 6 times 10. So the total area is 60 square units. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now I am going to draw a parallelogram and you are going to do this one on your own. All right. So I got my base from grid line to grid line. I've got my height line. So let me move this over a little bit more. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay. So I've got my base. I've got my height line. So you're going to count out the base and height line, choose the formula, and find the area. And go. All right, now that we have done that, we're going to move on to right triangles. Reminder that right triangles have a corner, which would be these ones here. I'm going to make, oh, that's not a, click the wrong thing. Whoops. Okay. This is a right triangle because it has a corner. All right. We know that the formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times height. All right, so let's count out our base and height. Let's do our base first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's say base equals 7. Now let's count our height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So our height equals 9. All right. So now let's put that into the formula. Area is 1/2 of the base times height, because triangles are divided by 2 since they are half of a rectangle. 1/2 of 7 times 9, which is half of 63. All right, so now half of 60 is 30. Half of 3 is 1.5. So half of 63 is 31.5 units squared. Again, because half of 60 gives you 30, half of 3 gives you 1.5. Put them together, you get 31.5 units squared. All right. Now I am going to put a right triangle on the grid, and you are going to count out the base and height and try it by yourself. All right. Go. All right, now that we have discussed right triangles, let's move on to wrong triangles or not right triangles. Wrong triangles or not right triangles, they don't have a corner, so they are more slanty. So I'm going to put one on the grid right here. All right, let me just make sure that, make sure that your base goes from grid line to grid line so it's easy to count. Wrong triangles are still 1/2 of the base times height. Now let's count our base and height. Our base at the bottom is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So our base is 5. Now let's count our height. First, I need to make a height line, though, because we need to make a right angle. Remember, a height makes a straight line or a right angle. So we're going to put a height line from the bottom up to the top. Now let's count our height line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our height is 6. All right, now let's do our 1/2. 5 times 6. Half of 5 times 6 is half of 30. Half of 30 is 15 units squared. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to now put another wrong triangle on the grid, and you are going to count out the base and height and find the area. All right, so making sure that it goes from grid line to grid line, making sure it's a little bit bigger than the last one so you have some more experience. Let's drag it down a little bit. And then I'm going to put your height line from top to bottom so you can easily count the height line. Make it a little thicker. There we go. All right, you count the base and height and find the area. Go. All right, our last shape is going to be a trapezoid. Remember, trapezoids have 2 parallel sides and then 2 slanty sides, which looks like this. All right, so if we remember the 3 steps, actually, I want to make sure that everything goes from grid line to grid line. I don't know if that's going to super happen here, but it might. Hold on. Because both bases need to go from grid line to grid line, except they kind of don't, but it's okay. All right, I think that's as good as we're going to get. So we know that there is 3 steps to the area of a trapezoid. Add the bases times the height and divide by 2. So first let's count out our 2 bases. The bases are the parallel sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for one base. So let's write a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for our bottom base. All right, so if we add the bases, 10 plus 6 is 16. Now times the height. We need to make a height line because remember the height has to go straight from top to bottom. Our height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 16 times 6 is 96. Because 16 times 3 would be 48, and double it to do times 6 is 96. Now our last step is divided by 2. 96 divided by 2 is 48. Because half of 90 is 48. Sorry, it's 45. Half of 6 is 3. Put 45 and 3 together, you get 48 square units. All right, now to finish us off, I am going to make a second trapezoid, I should say. But again, I want everything to go exactly from base to base. All right, I think that looks pretty good. So now you are going to count the bases, count the height. Let me put in a height line. And then you're going to add, multiply, and then divide it by 2. All right. Go for it. All right, now that you have seen an example and done your own example of each shape, you have now completed the bonus points for your Inker project. All right, bye guys.